from Japan, Mima Ito. From China, Sun Yingsha.
Well, fireworks announced the arrival of these two players into the arena, and we can expect fireworks today inside the Renaissance Arena. Now, this is a pair who know each other very well indeed. That is Sun Yingsha, the world #1, who holds an overwhelmingly strong head-to-head record over her Japanese opponent today. She is world #1 for a reason, and she already has 4 titles to her name this year. Can she go for title #5? She had a disappointing outing by her standards at the US Smash, and she looks absolutely determined to overcome that. This is now a best of 7 now that we are into the quarter-final stage, rather than a best of 5 that we've seen all week, so it's just an additional test for these athletes. The head-to-head then stands in favour of the world #1 at WTT level, but she has beaten Mima Ito a total of 12 times in their previous 14 encounters across all competitions. World #1 versus world #8. They last met at the quarter-final of the China Smash last year. That one went the way of Sun Yingsha in straight games. This is Mark Beckman, our umpire, who is overseeing today. We'll call the players over for the coin toss before we get underway with a warm-up.
Ito, so I have white, red. White, red for you. Red. Side. Service. Receive.
Well, Sun Yingsha wins the toss, and since their last WTT clash at the China Smash last autumn, they met in Doha in May at the World Championships, and Sun Yingsha won that one 4-0 as well in the semi-final. Welcome along to Fraser Riley. Let's talk first about Mima Ito, the world #8. She said she's here to play the top seed, the world #1, to really assess her performance against the world's best. What do you make of that attitude?
Great to be with you here, Rebecca, on quarter-finals day of the first ever Europe Smash. Cannot wait for this to begin. Yeah, I mean, Ito's got a pretty bad head-to-head over Hina Hayata. So is basically every player outside of Team China. So she won't be putting too much pressure on herself, Ito. You can see she hasn't dropped a game yet en route to the quarters. But look, Ito has to have some belief because she has beaten Sun Yingsha twice before. The last time that she defeated Sun Yingsha, interestingly, was in Sweden back in 2019. So she's got to look to take those little positives where she can. Sun, we know, is imperious.
Absolutely, but let's take a look then at the world #1. She's been world #1 for 162 weeks on the bounce. That is a run that dates back to July 2022, so she's been #1 for the last 3 years uninterrupted. That's her route through to the quarterfinals. She's dropped 2 games overall, defeated Hina Hayata of Japan in the round of 16, and will be looking to go back-to-back against the Japanese players. What is it, Fraser, that makes Sun Yingsha so good? Because she has been at the top of the standings for over 3 years, and how has she done that?
She has a very handcuffing serve-receive game. She has the most powerful forehand in the world. And as we saw against Honoka Hashimoto at the Champions in Yokohama, she's also very adaptable, and she knows actually when not to attack, which shows how mature she is for someone who is still quite a young player.
Well, Sun Yingsha is adaptable, certainly, but she is vulnerable. She's not unbeatable. Lost in the final last week in Yokohama to Chen Qingtong. How much will that be playing on her mind this week, Fraser?
It might have been on her mind in preparation for this event, but I doubt it's on her mind now. She's up against one of the big threats to Team China, and she wants to prove 79% of her fans right.
Well, Mima Ito, you said she's a big threat to Team China. She is a top Japanese talent, and she has had those moments where she's shown flashes of brilliance, and she has been notable for being a serious challenger to the Chinese supremacy, but she just hasn't quite got there, has she?
First game. Sun to serve, level.
I think Ito has got a nosebleed here, Rebecca.
Well, she was certainly gesturing to her nose, wasn't she? Yeah, it looks like you might be right, Fraser. And we'll hopefully shortly be underway, and hopefully she is okay.
I'm sure she'll be absolutely fine. We saw this a little bit at the US Smash, didn't we? That the change of altitude to quite a dry climate affected players like Alexis Lebrun.
That's right, yeah, he had a bloody nose on a couple of occasions.
Different here in Europe.
And Ito sitting alongside her mum. Hopefully we'll be underway soon. Well, Mima Ito is looking to reach back-to-back semi-finals on the WTT Grand Smash stage. Reached the last 4 at last month's United States Smash. Shasha, of course, winner of the Singapore Smash at the start of this year, and that outing at the US Smash was a bit of a blemish on what's otherwise a pretty perfect record.
Yeah, Chen Yi with an outstanding event there, reaching the Smash final, losing to the former world #1 and former Team China star Zhu Yuling 4 games to 2. So a really interesting event, I think. Wang Chichin winning the men's singles.
Well, let's talk about the women's singles draw, shall we, before we get underway here. Yingsha, Mima Ito, of course, this one in the quarterfinals. Sabine Winter, she's the surprise package, taking on Chen Yi in the other quarterfinal. So the winner of this one will take on either the German or Chen Yi, who is China's 20-year-old world #10, who's really stormed through the ranks.
3 outstanding wins there. Hashimoto defeating Wang Yidi again after beating her at the US Smash. Satsuki Odo bageling Zhu Yuling, getting her first win there over the former world #1. And then Sabine Winter defeating the winner of the champions in Yokohama, Chen Qintong, 3 games to 1. So we've seen some outstanding results. Of course, at the very top of the draw, Sun Yingsha defeating Hina Hayata for the 17th time in 17 meetings.
Yeah, that's not a record that Hina Hayata wants to dwell on too much, is it? And another interesting fixture we saw there at the bottom of the draw was the Japan-China clash. Honoka Hashimoto, the #11 seed, against Wang Manyu, world #2. And of course, Hashimoto is a player who's got an incredible record against the top Chinese talent. We can talk about that a little later on. Let's have a look then at what's still to come. It's an absolutely action-packed schedule, isn't it, on the WTT Tour? After this, these players will head across to Macau to play in the Champions event there before the next Grand Smash, which is happening in Beijing at the end of September. Back then to Europe for back-to-back Champions events in France and in Germany before the season ender, the finale, the big one, in Hong Kong in December. A lot to look forward to, isn't there, Fraser?
So much to look forward to. It's an amazing time to be a table tennis fan, and we're delighted to tell you that it'll be very, very similar next year. Well, exactly the same in terms of 6 Champions events and 4 Grand Smashes. It's a great time to be a table tennis fan. We just hope Ito's okay here.
Absolutely. Well, we are here inside the Renaissance Arena, so how about we have a little look at the area or the arena that these players are playing in. Let's take a look.
Hej! Välkommen till Sweden, home of Europe Smash. Yep, table tennis is taking over Malmö. The superstars of table tennis are taking center stage in the amazing Renaissance Arena.
And here are the best seats in the house, the Renaissance Lounge. Treat yourself with food, drinks, and maybe even a celebrity encounter. And enjoy the 5-star treatment with 5-star action. Härligt! Bra, kör där. Bra. For a new angle on the action, head to the VIP lounge.
Want to take home a little slice from Euro Smash? The merchandise booth is packed with souvenirs and gifts. But it's not just Malmö Arena having all the fun. The action is spilling over to Baltiska Hallen too.
This is where the top players is practicing before the match. Come on, let's go.
Well, thanks to our tour guides, Christina Schalberg and Matthias Falk, for showing us around the Renaissance Arena and surrounding areas. We're now set to get going here in this best-of-7 quarter-final.
Love one.
Glad to see that Mima Ito's okay after the nosebleed. She'll be hoping to give Shasha a bloody nose in this match. But we know how difficult that is going to be.
1-all.
Well, she reached the semis of the US Smash last month, losing to eventual champion Zhu Yuling. And what does Mima Ito need to do you think, to shake off the curse of Sun Yingsha? Because a lot of it will be mental as well, won't it, Fraser?
A lot of it will be psychological. I mean, Sun Yingsha is living in her head rent-free at this moment in time, looking at the previous meetings. I think Ito has to serve very, very aggressively here.
2-all.
Is she typically an aggressive server?
More than most. She has a very diverse portfolio of services, Mima-chan. She has the Sakura serve. She comes in with the shovel action, slightly higher toss, creates a lot of spin. She might have to use it as an attack.
Oh, she hangs her head back in frustration with that one. Just couldn't deal with Sun in that.
So stylistically here, Mima Ito using short pimples on her backhand. That's the red side. She looks to time it at the peak of the bounce and punch through. She won't get the same security of spin, but it's a very direct, deadening shot if she can get it right.
Well, she changed the angle brilliantly there, didn't she? It was the right idea, but Sun Yingsha is just so quick.
Yeah, great anticipation, and she stretches Ito. Untouchable ball there. Ito not the kind of player that likes to be moved side to side due to her short stature, which has really shaped her style, influenced her equipment. She wants to try and finish the point quite early, Ito.
Now, what is it about Ito that made her one of the top threats to the Chinese players' supremacy?
Well, firstly, she's a very meticulous player. She's a tactical genius. She knows how to disturb the rhythm. She knows how to get on the front foot straight from the serve. Oh, nice chop block from Ito. And a slap. That's Ito in full flow. But it's about doing that time and time again. Shasha is so quick to adapt. We won't see that many more times.
It's those sort of flat smashes that she does so well, isn't it?
Yeah.
5-4.
She snuck that one through.
Yeah, that was a really great shot from Ito. Sun Yingsha getting in with the third ball attack. Lovely abbreviated shot on the forehand, using Shasha's pace, and Sun couldn't recover. And right into the middle there.
Left. Flash, please.
It's incredible, isn't it, Rebecca?
5-4.
162 consecutive weeks at world number 1.
I mean, can you think of any other player in table tennis who's had that kind of dominance, or in indeed any other kind of sport?
Well, I know Ma Long was world number 1 for a similar amount of consecutive weeks. There have been so many dominant players from Team China, so many Grand Slam champions. Yingsha is looking to be another one. Of course, a World Cup winner, a world singles champion in this new Olympic cycle. She wants to win gold in LA.
There have been moments of vulnerability, though, for the Chinese players, both in the men's and in the women's draws this week. So there's no certainties, no guarantees.
And no one's really safe. That's what makes it exciting.
7-5.
We know how the Chinese women, though, are more impenetrable than the Chinese men. Lin Chidong, the only Chinese man featuring in the quarterfinals today.
Yeah, both the top women's seeds, Sun and Wang Manyu, both still standing. Although it'll be interesting to see how Wang Manyu comes up against Honoka Hashimoto a little later on.
Yeah, she was taken close by Miu Nagasaki yesterday. Had to come back from 2-1 down. Great angle from Ito.
And she is showing belief, isn't she, despite that negative head-to-head?
She is short, snappy, decisive. Yeah, hammer blow from Ito.
How does a best of 7 change things? Because these players have played best of 5 all week.
Well, in my opinion, a best of 7 makes it harder for the underdog to win. Because, of course, they need to win more games than in a best of 5.
Oh, she had a great serve previous to that one.
Oh, it's a tough bell to swallow there for Ito at 7-all.
She didn't like that at all. Well, you suspect she got in her own head a little there, didn't she, after that missed serve, and then the point that followed, she couldn't do much with that either.
I think so. She's going to have to try and forgive herself, Mima-chan. As tough as that is.
Well, it's 3 game points for the top seed here. How does Mima kind of settle herself now?
That's a tough question to answer. She's capable of doing it. She's one of the world's very best.
But Sun Yingsha is the very best, and she wraps up the opener 11 points to 7 in this best of 7. First player to 4 seals their place in the final 4. Sun Yingsha is off the mark.
走一体的，给球的那种，滑长还是滑
下旋为主。
这球有点奔，是刚好。
对，他正好，发现上旋以后，你就要注意他这球起你，或者车轮拍你这球的比你想象快一点，有点准备就行了。下旋是好球，然后配合什么？配合中欧短，现在可以，好吧？中欧短可以把那个转转不转。
Sun Yingsha making her way back out onto the table. This is Mima Ito. And have we seen the top seed really tested yet in that opening game?
Yeah, I mean, it was 7-all, wasn't it, until that service mistake?
Yeah, that turned things. That set the tone then for the remainder of that game. That was the turning point.
The last thing you want is to break your own momentum with an unforced error.
Oh, she's so expressive, isn't she? Ito throwing her head back in anguish.
Yeah, edge ball there. But you'd much rather it than at 9-all.
Yeah, the speed and pace of that forehand from Sun Yingsha is unlivable.
Yeah, the way she caresses the ball. Incredible. Her technique, her prowess. She can attack balls that are barely long enough to attack with ferocity. Look at that for an angle. Marlin, the 2008 Olympic champion and head coach of the women's team, on his feet. There's Cho Yika, Sun Yingsha's personal coach.
And the big smash from Sun Yingsha. Marlin up off his feet again, and you know, if you see him standing, you've done something right.
Yeah, Ito miraculously getting that one back, but Sun Yingsha staying focused. A dream start for the world number 1 here in game number 2.
Well, 5.
Ito has lost her belief now. This is a real tough spot to get out of.
She just can't catch a break at the minute, can she? That ball clipping the top of the net.
She seems too desperate to win the point too early.
And the crowd, in good voice, shouting for Sun Yingsha. They follow her wherever she goes. She's got an incredibly loyal fan base. And a big one at that. Sun Yingsha as well is still in the women's doubles, playing alongside Wang Wenyu. They'll be playing later in their semi-final against Kim Na-young and Roo Hana of the Republic of Korea, the number 3 seeds. So Sun Yingsha will want to get through this one quickly, won't she, to conserve a bit of energy for the semi-final in the doubles. Well, that was nicely done, wasn't it, from Ito? It's a good point to get on the board.
Yeah, much more like it there from Mima Ito. Clipped the net. It was a nice touch-to-touch rally. And there's the punch. She selected it at the right time there. It's easier for her to punch the slightly more shallow balls on the table that will usually come from Sun Yingsha's slow spin. Sun would prefer to actually invite an opening early on and then try and play deeper on the table.
But it's the serve success that we just saw pop up on that graphic there that is really apparent, isn't it? Mima Ito is not getting these serves working at all.
And, you know, she's so reliant on them, especially against Sun Yingsha.
And into the net, and it is a huge 9-point advantage for the top seed here, watched on by Wang Yidi. He was knocked out yesterday by Hashimoto, yeah.
One of the fan favourites right now, the Japanese chopper. But this has been a masterclass from Xia, leaving no stone unturned. You mentioned that she has so many fans, Rebecca. Currently, she has over 10 million followers on Weibo. So she is one of the most famous sportspeople overall in China. What an unbelievable following.
Well, those 10 million fans will certainly be enjoying what they're seeing out there on table 1. 11 points to 1. It was one of the most lopsided games of the tournament on either side of the ball so far, men and women.
孩子这个上次注意点，一个给你正好，还一个他侧身啊，别的不能。1分进啊，不要别说啊，别走神啊。
Look then at the winning ball placement from Sun Yingsha. Most of the winning shots seem to be down the left side of the table on the Ito backhand.
That's right. And we saw a similar spread towards the end of the match against Yuan Jianan, a player who uses short impulse on the forehand side. Sun Yingsha trusting her backhand, not pivoting to try and impose herself too much with the forehand. She's really developed that side in the last couple of years.
Well, that's a confidence-boosting point from the number 8 seed to start things off, but she needs to show a lot more of that kind of belief. She went toe-to-toe with the top seed in game number 1, up to 7 points apiece. Game number 2 is a completely different affair. Well, she's showing some fight now, Ito.
This right now is as good as a must-win game for Mima Ito.
What happened in game number 2?
Oh, there was a number of things at play, Rebecca. I think that her chin had dropped after game 1. Oh, great hook there from Sun Yingsha. A reactive shot, but still a winner. Yeah, I don't think she forgave herself, really. She couldn't move on from that missed serve at 7-all in game 1. She was trying to snatch. She was frustrated. You could see her shot selection was too wild.
It was perhaps a nervy start.
I'd say she was more frustrated than nervy in game number 2. I think she would have been more likely to be nervous coming out onto the table. But I don't know. Nice chop block from Ito. Sun not bothered. I think when you lose the first game, you become less nervous, because you're usually nervous about losing a game. When it happens, it's like, okay, is that how it's going to be? Fine.
And often a player does prefer to play from a position of catch-up rather than think, oh...
Yeah, psychologically, that's an interesting point. I think there's a lot of truth to that.
Sun Yingsha has been blasting these winners past Mima Ito's forehand side. So after game number 1, she was going for the backhand. So she's really mixing it up now.
Oh, it was actually a let serve.
2-4.
Well, there's no living with Sun Yingsha at the minute, is there?
Merciless, absolutely merciless. I mean, Mima Ito doing a good job here of taking some pace and spin off the ball with a slight fanning action on the backhand. But look at Sun Yingsha's backhand.
And you get the sense as well that there's another level left to be unlocked here. She's barely out of first gear.
3-4.
Well, that was a decent serve, wasn't it, from Mima Ito?
Yeah, that it's kind of a tomahawk serve. It's halfway between a tomahawk and a shovel serve. She's a little bit more square to the table when she plays it than a traditional shovel.
5-3.
I think that she's not serving aggressively enough here, Ito. We've seen the likes of Hana Goda really challenge the Chinese by serving long.
And Sun Yingsha in particular.
That's right, yeah. I mean, the first game here of Sun's campaign, she lost, what, 11-3 against Hana Goda. Wasn't the best start for her.
Pushed her far at the US smash as well. Oh. Well, that was pretty unlucky for Mima Ito, the net favouring her opponent. 2 occasions, so it's great recovery from Sun Yingsha with that one.
She's so relaxed here, Sun Yingsha.
3-7.
Why would she not be 2 games up, 4 points up in the third? First to 4, and she's already over halfway there.
You have to imagine at this moment in time, the Japanese national coaches are thinking to themselves, okay, who have we got right now that can consistently challenge the very best Chinese? Look, Mima Ito was world number 2 in 2021. We're looking at a former Olympic gold medalist in mixed doubles. But it's like you're prodding the bee's nest. Once you beat 1 or 2 of them, they swarm on you, they work you out.
5-4.
Well, it seems just Hashimoto now who is left to be worked out.
Yeah, doesn't she have something like an 88% win rate against Chinese players?
And you wonder how quickly it'll be before that percentage drops and they do start to work her out.
There has to be something very, very awkward about you. You can't play too clean against the Chinese. You can't try and go toe-to-toe with them at their own game.
9-4.
Well, it's just It's fascinating to watch the contrast of body language, isn't it? Because we've got Sun who looks completely unflappable. She's barely broken a sweat. She is in relax mode at the minute, it seems.
Yeah, cruise control.
That.
Giving nothing away. Mima Ito a lot more expressive.
Nice strawberry there from Ito.
Well, she needs to string together a few more like that, doesn't she? Be a bit more consistent, and then she'll begin to develop some belief here.
She has such a high-risk game. I mean, don't get me wrong, Ito's ceiling is higher than what it would be if she used a different sort of equipment, if she had a different style. Oh, great feeling from Ito. That is mesmerizing.
And you can hear that she had Sun in trouble as well.
Yeah, that's ridiculously good.
Timeout, Sun.
And it's forced, well, Sun Yingsha into a timeout, who still has a great lead here. I mean, despite that play, despite the antics, the creative flair of Ito, the stability of Sun, the middle ground is still better. Let's see if she can finish off game at number 3 here.
这球完事以后，如果说放过来自己发球，如果做的安全一点，那这个拿的可以发大一点。如果说他车的那么一掉，你要舒服的话。
Here's a look then at the top women's seeds playing in this Europe Smash. Chen Ching Tong, Kwai Man, Wan Yi Di, Miwa Harimoto, Ju Ling, all gone. Ju Ling, of course, the winner of the last Smash event. Ching Ching, Hina Hayata and Miyu Nagasaki as well have been dispatched, as well as Bernadette Such of Romania, the number 16 seed. So there's a look at who is still standing. Sun Yingsha, the number 1 seed, is still here. And she is a game away, or 2 games rather, away from a place in the semi-finals, a game and 2 points. So looks a dead cert here. Now, Fraser, the timing of the timeout is interesting, isn't it? Because she's 2 games up, she's 2 points away of wrapping up the third, and it seemed at the first hint of trouble, she wanted the timeout.
Yeah, we saw a nice sprinkle of creativity there from Mima Ito. And it's the kind of rally that can have a little bit of scar power. It was a reminder to Sun that she is up against an immense talent.
Ooh, swiped at that.
You didn't quite come over the top of that one enough there, Sun Yingsha. It was a serve that tempted her into the attack. But again, not that attackable. Players are very, very wary of the back edge. It's a target, but it's also an obstacle.
Oh, my goodness. One of the points of the match so far.
Well, Marlin looked to have already stood up because he knew Sun Yingsha was going to make that backhand down the line. Amazing read.
Well, we talk about the players having great anticipation. He anticipated that one as well. Well, it's the first of 3 game points saved. Sun Yingsha going for another backhand winner. Gives herself a little nod of encouragement. The fans become more vocal as they will her over the finish line in this one.
10.
Wow, this wasn't in the script for Sun Yingsha. 3 game points to play with, and she's now down to the single game point.
Ooh, another crafty serve from Mima Ito. That's a few now that Sun Yingsha has overbrushed.
And that's slight curl of the lip from Sun Yingsha is the most expressive we've seen her, perhaps all week.
a slap from Mima Ito.
That is absolutely incredible. Mima Ito has come back from the brink. She's on the verge of wrapping up game number 3 here. She looked done and dusted, didn't she, after game number 2?
She looked dead and buried.
Wow. Game number 3 goes the way of the Japanese. That is absolutely incredible in terms of a comeback from the player who lost the second game 11 points to 1 to save 3 game points in the third. And really, it showed Sun Yingsha that she means business now.
That right there is why you should never give up.
Mima Ito has somehow come from nowhere to pull out game number 3, and here's a look then at her winning ball placement. Good spread across the table, a lot of them going to the deep backhand of Sun Yingsha. Here we go then. Ahead of game number 4, we have got a contest on our hands, and it will be absolutely fascinating to see the response from the top seed here after being humbled in game number 3. She had 3 game points. She was 10-7 up. Ito then absolutely blitzed past her for 12-10. She won't like that, will she, Sun Yingsha?
You asked me earlier on, Rebecca, about the difference between a best of 5 and a best of 7. I think there's a bigger psychological element to it than just the fact that you require more games and that it usually gives a better chance for the underdog. I guarantee if it was a best of 5, Sun Yingsha would have already wrapped this up with a 3-0 win. But knowing that there's more to do.
Yeah, best of 7 is fascinating, isn't it, to see the ebb and flow of a match.
Incredible, though, that she came back from 8-3.
Yeah, it really is. Shows that, you know, we were questioning, weren't we? Questioning her self-belief. It takes a lot of confidence to come from 3-8 down against the world number 1 and 2 games down.
Oh, yeah. Went for the scyther, the chop block there at Mima Ito. Wasn't that far away, but she tried to do it off quite a powerful ball.
What did she do differently in game number 3, Ito?
I wouldn't say she really did anything differently. I think, and I'm surprised I'm saying this, Sun Yingsha got a little bit nervous.
Surprised you're saying that as well. The world champion, world number 1 for over 3 years. 4-time Grand Smash winner.
I mean, you got to try and consider the weight of expectation.
Well, that is true, and she's got a packed house here, the majority of whom are shouting for her.
If anyone beats Sun Yingsha, it's a headliner. She's only 24 years of age. And, you know, she's cleaning up. She's looking for her 16th WTT senior title.
Well, these numbers are pretty unfathomable, really, aren't they? The intensity as well inside the arena is just increasing.
There's a reason that Team China players wear the flag. And there's a reason that Team Japan do as well. They are the 2 most decorated nations in modern history in the women's game.
Sun Yingsha is starting to take control now in game number 4. Brilliant ball placement. Got Ito way out of position, didn't she?
Yeah, Ito played with spin and Sun Yingsha was able to read it and play with the backhand from middle, stretching Ito out wide.
1-7.
Sun Yingsha there throwing in a long backspin serve. Watch this action on the pendulum. How much does a lead feel like a lead here for Sun Yingsha?
Well, certainly she'll feel like she threw the game 3 away, won't she, with those 3 game points? I do wonder if that then carries through to the next game, whether it's still in the back of her mind.
Maybe she used it as fuel to her fire here in game number 4. It looks like she has. Ooh, look at that.
Well, it's a lucky one, isn't it, for Ito?
Comes back over the net to Ito's side, that ghost effect of the backspin. Same serve again from Ito. From Sun, I should say.
Closing in now on the 3rd game here. She's really put Ito back in her box in game number 4. Oh, too much power from Sun Yingsha, brings up 6 or 7 rather game points.
Ito switching and Sun playing it back up the line against the momentum of Ito's body weight. Clever shot from Shasha.
11 points to 3. It is Sun Yingsha firmly in the lead. The challenge that Mima Ito threw down in game number 3 was not apparent at all in game number 4. Sun Yingsha turning the screw and taking control once again.
Ito trying to play way too high risk. I mean, this is her style. This is the way that she wants to play Ito, but again, I'll refer to the stability of Sun Yingsha. She can bring those balls back. She gets that security of spin. She wins 11-3.
好吗？现在就这一个球有点别扭，然后丢完球里头还要判断，不过很多场。
Well, here's what's to come. A little look at our next competitor. That is Simon Gauzy of France. He's next inside the Renaissance Arena, taking on Darko Jorgic, the number 7 seed, who you, Fraser, say could be a dark horse this week. There's a look at him. This pair have got great history, and it is Darko Jorgic who very much leads the head-to-head between them. They're coming up in the next match, so don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, of course, because we've still got plenty more of action here between this pair, the top seed Sun Yingsha firmly in control now, a game away from sealing her place in the last 4.
Quiet, please.
It's a fiery start there from Sun Yingsha. Again, that backhand rip. Look at the technique. Wide base, stabilizes herself with the forearm, or the free arm, I should say. The head is always still. It's a great atmosphere here in the Renaissance Arena.
Always is when the top seed's in town.
Timeout.
Well, Ito with the early timeout then in this must-win. If she is to stay in this event, clearly already feeling the pressure Sun Yingsha going on the attack early on.
ただ当ててるだけだね、マジで。
まあ
あれ
ね
逆に行っちゃった方が収まるのかな。
ああ、ね。まあ落ちたりする時あるけど、それ気にしないで思いっきり行っちゃってもいいかもしれないね。いいな、思いっきりやっちゃって。
なんかまあ入れてるだけでもどうせミスしないし、多分。
まあ、そうね。だったらなんか相手を
ちょっと
詰まらせたいよね。
詰まらした方がいい。
そう。なんも
すごい飛んでる。
強くいっちゃっていいじゃないかな。なんか相手あれだね。相手のなんかギョインっていうボールってどうずらせばなんかあのボールが来ないのかなって思うけど、どこやっても
ボールは出せちゃうんじゃない。
出せちゃうね。どこやってもね。どの高さやっても。
基本があっちだから。あっちというか。
ああいう打ち方だからね。
そう。
ああ、そう。
逆に。
まあだったらじゃあもう一本我慢するしかないね。
ドカンって打った方がさ、そりゃ入るか入らないか分かんないじゃん、相手からしたら。
Really feel like Ito is returning to where she was around 2021 in terms of her belief. She's got a couple of wins against Chinese players, you know, Chen Yi, Wang Yidi at the World Championships in Doha. Got to the semis of the United States Smash. She got to the semis of the World Cup in Macau, losing very, very closely to Kwai Man in 7. After dropping down the Japanese pecking order.
But it's hard, though, to have self-belief when you've got a record like hers against Sun Yingsha.
Yeah.
Now, the pressure's on Ito here because this is a must-win for her. And given how shaky she looked in the opening 2 games, how do you think she's going to deal with the pressure she's now under?
I'm not going to lie, I'm fancying Sha here. I would be very surprised to see Ito win this game. I think that having, by her standards, blown game number 3, Sun Yingsha won't make the same mistake twice. And let's take nothing away from Ito. She played brilliantly to fight back in that 3rd game, but I think it was more to do with Sun Yingsha getting a little bit hesitant with her decision-making. You can see Ito was surprised facially at how many relatively simple ones Sun Yingsha missed.
It was a funny game, wasn't it, game number 3? You don't see Sun Yingsha blow game points the way she did. Especially not 3 of them.
Yeah, she was making quite a few receive errors towards the end of the 3rd game.
2-4. Two, four.
Well, it's going to be hard, you sense, for Ito to really establish herself in this one.
You can see she's struggling to make the receive and then get out to a neutral position. That's why I thought it would be better for her to try and serve long, because then she's probably going to get a long ball, which she's already there ready and waiting for with a slap. She can't get that slap in, really, if Sha is able to push or flick.
6-2.
She's really not having a good time right now, is she? 4 points off the pace now. Sun Yingsha, you sense, is really going to punish every single slip-up.
Six, 3.
Yeah, nice feeling again from Ito. Again, that fanning backhand. Tough for Sun Yingsha to judge exactly how much backspin was on that ball.
She had to push quite a way back as well, didn't she?
It was an aggressive push out right into the corner initially from Ito.
Oh.
7.
Holds her head in her hands as she watches that one sail long.
There's something quite taunting about the way that Sun Yingsha plays nowadays against Ito. She plays certain shots that seem to tease Ito, dangling it there into the temptation zone as if to say, go on then, I dare you. You better make it count because you're leaving that wide forehand exposed. And also Sun Yingsha, as we've seen, can play that backhand down the line effortlessly.
Well, she's just got a complete all-around game, doesn't she?
It just feels like no matter what match she plays, it's in her hands.
Yeah. Impenetrable. Unshakable.
There's only one player, and that's Chong Meng, that has managed to keep her at bay.
Closing in on a place on the last four here, watched on by her teammates Wang Yidi, Shen Xingtong. Neither of those two left in this draw. Shen Xingtong, the champion from Chongqing, knocked out by Sabine Winter.
So her draw jar up there as well.
4-10.
Her draw jar beaten by Kwai Man, who was beaten by Shi Sun Yao yesterday.
Been a lot of interesting results, haven't there?
Mm.
Be fascinating to see how Sabine Winter gets on against Chen Yi. Mima Ito goes long and Sun Yingsha seals the match, and with it her place in the semi-finals. Comprehensive win for the world number one. Slight blemish in game number three, but she shook that one off and wrapped up victory by 4 games to 1. Sun Yingsha marches on to the final four.
Well, the last time Ito beat Sun was in Sweden, but so much has changed since. It's just so difficult to come up with any kind of ingredients that can challenge this concoction of class on the other side of the table. Sun Yingsha, just untouchable here in this event so far. Ito managing to take a game off her, just like Hannah Goda did, and Yuen Zhenan did, but Sun, in the end, too strong.
Here's a look then at the winning ball placement for Sun Yingsha. That's an interesting spread of balls there, Fraser.
Yeah, down the middle, down the backhand, harassing those areas. There barely any, well, none to the forehand. So that was the way she took her apart. Not switching into the Ito forehand at all, really, with big winners.
So Sun Yingsha looked to have done her homework, targeting Mima Ito on that side.